budget friends, it's Steph with Stefsonabudget. Welcome back for another video. We're going to be doing something a little bit new and different today. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I've been a little, it's kind of funny. I talked about yesterday on my Monday Minis how I officially hit my 2-year YouTube anniversary of making videos. And I am going to try and incorporate a new video on Tuesdays. So I was inspired by Katie of the House and her Transfer Tuesday videos. And so I was thinking I might try to incorporate some of those this year. But because it's new, like I'm all nervous again, as if it was my very first video, mostly because I just don't know how this is going to flow. And I don't, we're paid on a bi-weekly basis. I don't typically move money on a weekly basis, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure that we'll have these every Tuesday, but I'm thinking at least every other Tuesday because we're always, making money moves and payments towards debt and whatnot when we have a paycheck. But so this, of course, and then I'm going to start a Transfer Tuesday kind of in between pay periods. But I thought, you know what, just bite the bullet, Stephanie, see how it goes. So let me know what you guys think. This will probably be a hot mess because I honestly just don't really know what I'm doing. But I have my budget binder out. And so I thought what we would start with was, I've added a couple of trackers since we've met last when we talked about our goals for the year. And so we set some pretty lofty debt goals as well as a few savings goals, one of which is to add $1,600 to our current emergency fund. So last year we added an additional $1,000 and that was super fun. We had a lot of fun saving that money through savings challenges, and I would budget a certain amount per pay period. And we're going to do that again this year. And we've bumped that amount up to $1,600 this year. So that's my goal. So I have had this really cute little wizard doodles page from Heidi over at debtfreecharts.com. And this is a freebie. And I was cleaning out like some binders and thought, okay, I have to use this. So I'm going to use this as my tracker for adding my $1,600 to the emergency fund. So each of my little icons is worth $16 because there's 100 of them. And then I made this little tracker to go along with it to kind of track my transfers into my high yield savings, which is where we house our emergency fund, in hopes that I can I did this last year too. So I really liked it because I have other things besides savings challenges that sometimes add. So for example, on this tracker, I already filled it in because I was working on it this weekend before I realized I'm going to try to incorporate this video. Otherwise I would have saved it for you. And I didn't want to print this out again, you guys. So I've already pre-filled this one, unfortunately. But so starting us off in January, in my high yield interest on the 3rd of every month, my high yield account adds my interest in. So in total for all of the buckets that I have in our high yield, we earned a interest payment for January of $27.97. So right off the bat, my money is making money for me, and I'm almost $30 in the positive for the year. So that is super exciting. So what I'll do is just kind of keep tracking these. Again, I have the goal of $1,600. So I'm just going to, as I add money in there and we complete savings challenges in our emergency fund binder, we will track it here. And then coloring when you're tracking debt and savings is always fun. I'll highly recommend that to anybody. And what better way than to make it cute with Harry Potter? So I've added these two in. So we're up $27 in our emergency fund savings already for January, which is amazing. Next up, let's move over to debt. So last time we met, we looked at this form and we looked at this form that I found off of Etsy. I really liked these, but felt they were lacking a little bit more information that I wanted. So I created a 2025 overall debt picture for myself. super cute, super colorful. And I've gone ahead and listed all those debts we went through, including my mortgage debt, which we didn't review together because we are not going to look at this number anywhere other than here. I just wanted to know where I started the year off. I'm not tracking this on my channel in any way. We are making minimum payments and minimum payments only. We are not close to a mortgage payoff journey at this time. So this number is very overwhelming to me if I lump it in with the rest. And I just want to look at what I'm actually focusing on. So it's here, but you're not going to see it anywhere else. So I've listed my debts in order with my balances, my interest rates, my minimum payments. I'm still waiting for this statement to come through for the new year, so I know what that minimum payment is going to be. I've put my due dates, and I've also added a section to mark off when we pay off that particular debt. So I added this in for the overall picture. I feel like that just satisfies my brain at knowing where I started at the very beginning of the year. We are going to continue to use this guy for the debt we're working on currently. We still have this one in. The other thing I felt like I was missing was a kind of overall progress. So I like this one because it's going to give me a monthly, I'm going to be able to see all my debts on one page, you know, exactly on one page where I was in January, February, March, April, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas when I used to use the Budget Mom one, which I really like, I would have to flip back to January to see where I ended January when I'm in February. So I like this view of everything on one page, but I also want to be able to see what my total starting debt was when we started. This was our 2023 starting debt. And then I wanted to know what my total debt was starting for the year. So I've got that here. We're going to have a place for our ending for both of those, and then how much progress we've made for the year and in total for the last 2 years. Also, I'll be able to have a monthly breakdown of the beginning balance, the end balance, and exactly how much progress we made for that month. So if we're able to pay off $2,000, I'm going to be able to see that all here on one page. So I had a lot of fun creating these. I think it's going to satisfy everything I need for debt payoff in a much more condensed way, which I'm really excited about. I also went ahead and added this one in from Debt Free Charts as well. So our debt goals for the year are to pay off about $14,800. So that is our two city cards we're working on, my student loans, and then I want to get that third credit card down to a balance of at least $2,000 by the end of the year. So we're going to just, again, have fun, color, and track so we can see our progress visually. Because sometimes when every dollar counts, and as budgeters, we know that 50 cents extra to your debt counts, you guys. And those small amounts really add up over time, even though sometimes they might feel like, oh my gosh, I only had $5 extra to put towards my debt. Well, when you think of it that way, it doesn't seem as monumental, but when you have ways to visualize that in different ways, you can really see that $5 and that effort of $5 really did make a difference along the line. So that's why I like the coloring charts, but I'm getting off on a tangent. So let's talk about our transfers for debt. We talked about savings. So you guys were all so wonderful and reminded me. Now, I'm familiar with like Home Depot. We've paid off a Home Depot card where I know if you don't pay the interest, you're going to get a lump sum accumulation of when it was on 0%. So many of you commented on my debt update that I should check my city, because the city card we're going to work on, its 0% interest runs out on the 21st of this month. And so many of you guys were, you better check it, you better check it. And I tried and I wasn't able to find anything clear to let me know if I was going to have this lump sum of debt that was going to hit my account if I didn't hit that deadline. Okay, sorry for the weird cut, guys. It's early in the morning. I'm filming before work, which I never do. So I've got like morning voice and I'm just barely like waking up the vocal cords here. And I'm like, I'm choking. I need water. So I tried also chatting with, like the virtual bot, and of course that got me nowhere. And I just didn't, so I thought, okay, Monday I'm gonna try to call. I tried calling in the morning and I was on hold forever, and work is crazy. Frankly, my boss is a little crazy, but that's more than you wanna know. And I just wasn't getting an answer. So I kind of had a moment of panic and pulled money from savings, and I have actually paid off this $1,817. Now, I am obviously going to need to pay myself back. So this is still a debt. It's not a free pass. I just didn't want to have that interest come back, because I was able to find that I did save $1,600, and like it was like $1,600 plus dollars in interest fees for the year, which got me thinking, okay, if they're tracking that and I can see that, are they going to hit my card with $1,600 plus dollars on the 21st, which is going to double my debt, you guys, on that card alone. So I went ahead and pulled from savings. I think that that was the right decision, but I do need to pay myself back. So I think I'm going to already, week one, do some shuffling of our debt plan. So what is that going to look like? I actually had already made a transfer. So let's do this. And I'm going to, excuse me for the noise, but I'm going to pull this out, because before I had paid that on 12/31, I had already paid $100 towards this debt. I really like this sheet, but I don't know if I like these titles. I might change this up. So I had already paid $100. So my balance was already at $1,717. So realistically, I pulled $1,717 from savings and I've paid this off. But like I said, we need to pay ourselves back. So we were able to put $100 extra in a debt snowball towards our current debt, which is great. So what I think I'm going to do, though, since this has interest and now this is paid off, and then everything else is kind of, the other credit card is 0%. We're not worried about that. I think what I'm going to do is shift the focus and go ahead and pay the city one. I'm going to focus on this card because it has interest, and then then work on paying myself back for the city two. I think that's going to be my plan. Honestly, I'm still kind of juggling it. Let me know what you guys would do in that situation, because it is an absolute that I have to pay us back. Like, we have to pay ourselves back for that. So would you just pay yourself back first, even though you've got this interest, or would you flop this, pay it? Because I don't think this is going to take us long. If this was like $5,000 and it was going to take me a long time, then yeah, I would focus on paying myself back. But since this is not, it's not great, and I'd rather not have any money here, but I think doably for our income and whatnot, we could pay this pretty quickly, and then I could shift, and then I'm not paying out interest here. So I think that's going to be my plan. But I just kind of wanted to talk that out with you and kind of show you the trackers. And I feel like these Transfer Tuesday reviews, again, they might not be every week just because I don't move money weekly like that. So some weeks I just might not have anything. But when I do, I definitely want to kind of try to post these at least every other week on Tuesdays. I'm so motivated by Katie's videos and her channel, you guys. Her debt-free journey is nothing but short of amazing. And she's so inspiring. And I feel like these check-ins are just another level of accountability for myself. I have to come on here and talk to you guys about it. I have to face the music myself. I have to talk to myself about it. I have to review the numbers weekly. So I think that they're going to be really good and motivating. So I'm excited. So let me know what you guys think about this. I will be less chatty next time. I had a lot of kind of like working out and explaining to do with you guys, but let me know your thoughts. I'm excited about it. I love the trackers, super fun. The last piece of business for Transfer Tuesday this week that I wanted to do was I wanted to add to our 52-week challenge as well. So this is going to, when completed in full, save us $1,500, which is an amazing amount of savings. I do not have a plan per se for this money just yet. Sometimes when I'm saving large amounts like this, and I've got other methods of saving towards things I need to be saving towards, sometimes I just like to percolate on it, right? And let it come to me, because sometimes the universe has a way of working things out when you finish a challenge. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I had that money for this or whatever. So no plans as of yet, but it's a great amount of savings. So we'll figure it out. I have $34 that I would like to save in this 52-week ahead. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's just peek on my biggest card. I still have a 45 and 44, but I'm just going to go ahead and take care of the number 34 today. And of course, I don't have my Sharpie, so I had to grab that really quick. So I'm just going to go ahead and take care of this, and we'll have another number knocked off our 52-week challenge. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'm not doing this in the speed of 52 weeks. It's just my own pace. I wanted to push myself to save a larger amount in one challenge, and this was a great way to do it. But again, at my pace, there's no pressure. I don't want to feel that sense of failure if I don't get it type of thing. So I'm just going to keep working at it each day. So that's another $34 saved. So that's a great move for Transfer Tuesday. I am excited to see that growing. I'm excited to see our progress already starting. And typical on a budgeting and debt-free journey, we're always pivoting, you guys. We might have this well mapped out plan, and then life throws a curveball and we figure it out. So already week 1, I'm switching it up, but I think it's all for the better. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the year, you guys. I'm so excited to see how it goes. But thank you so much for joining me for another video. If you like this one, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to stick around, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.